All right, guys, before we get started, I want to say and be as clear as possible, this is a developing story as of me recording this video. It does not mean that this information is 100% true or concrete or any of that. And I want to be clear on this because this is developing. That said, Brooke Singman here is reporting that the assassin of Charlie Kirk, Tyler Robinson, was living with a transgender partner. And they say that they are the male, which transitioned to a female. So he is cooperating with the FBI. And it says that other communications between Robinson and the individual that helped the FBI authorities solidify that Robinson was indeed the shooter. So that part is a little weird because that presents as if they've already had this information and they just neglected to mention it, the FBI themselves. But this is developing and there may be some more information that comes shortly after this video. So, like I said before, that if it is true, that it's not surprising. You see bullet casings and all this other information that's floating out around. Yeah, it's a believable story. But what I really want to focus on is what I reiterated in my previous video. Right now, as to be expected, you have people on either side of the political spectrum, or at least in the terms of American politics or what people believe is the political spectrum. They're blaming whatever side, and that was to be expected. Nobody wants to take credit for this, though there are people celebrating this, and most of those guys are on the authoritarian left. Now, when the news first broke out, and you had some of the interviews that were being done by some of the classmates and or people that were recording his videos that went to school with him and talked about how they called him a Reddit kid, and what we're picking up, at least from now, at least from even private investigations, is that he was, despite being raised the way that he was a leftist himself, and he was recently radicalized. Now, the odd thing about this is that people that are on the left are insisting that, again, because they want to try to shift the blame here, or rather blame the other side, is saying that, well, there's no way that he was of this because, well, his parents were raised this way and this is unrealistic. And it completely ignores reality, but even in the context of some of your own experiences here, okay? The reality is this. Many of you don't adopt the political positions of your parents, do you? Of course not. You don't adopt the political positions of your family members. And I said this in the previous video. It's not like all of my family members are, or any of my family members are anarcho-capitalists. My mother isn't. And when I went from being this sort of leftist, because that's the environment that I was in, to where I'm at, closer to where I'm at now, that didn't take long at all. 6 months, maybe, as I went on my political journey. So that can happen very rapidly. It can happen quickly, and it's not abnormal by any means. So that's the gaslight of it all that I just totally don't understand. It doesn't even make sense in the context of your own lives. If you compare and contrast, many of you don't have the political positions in which that of you were raised, or those that are of your parents, like immediate family members. So what makes you think that this is so abnormal in the event that this does get revealed that he, was a leftist that had beliefs that were contrary to his immediate family members? Now, and I will end on this note, is a tough conversation that's going to have to be had considering recent events, if this does turn out to indeed be true. Tough conversations that I'm ready to have, or is everybody else, about folks and how culture has fostered this sort of environment where they have demonized people, claim them to be of such, even strawmanning their own positions. Like, this is what I was talking about earlier with Charlie Kirk. He is going on record specifically with gay folk, saying that they, despite his own personal views, that they have a place in this movement. He's the moderate of it all. We know with Donald Trump and his positions, being the first person to come into presidency, being pro-gay marriage. Like, despite all of that, they've made it seem as if this side hates them. They want them off completely and all these other things. And when you know, again, foster that culture, you have people that think they're justified in their bad behavior and doing things like that because they look at it like they're taking out the evil. And that's what I'm saying when I say we have some very difficult conversations that we are going to need to have. We've already been having it over here, but I think America at large is going to have to start having these conversations.